G'day guys. Today I'm going to play a little game called Spot the Lie. I'm going to tell you a little story and then I'm going to give you a second to spot the lie in the story. Here we go. A long time ago in the olden days, before you were born, I worked in this really strange job, testing pollution. My role was to go to places like oil refineries and I would climb up those big old chimney stacks all the way up, all the way up, so high, up into the air. These chimney stacks, they release all the smoke so high up into the air so that it goes all the way out into the atmosphere before coming down and affecting people on the ground if it came out of the stack too low. When we got up to the top, there were no guardrails, just this see-through grate. We had to walk all the way around when we did our work up there. And you could see all the way to the bottom, where the people at the bottom just looked like little ants moving around. And now we had to walk around this little crow's nest and use special equipment. And we would use that to find out how much pollution was coming up out of the stack. We attached that special equipment to hoses. And we would suck the air right out of the chimney stack all the way down into the pumps down the bottom, and we would test them. Now sometimes the air inside these chimney stacks can get pretty hot, sometimes up to 500 degrees Celsius and more. So sometimes it was so hot that it even melted our equipment. And when we got hungry or thirsty, we would have to lower down a little basket on a rope like this, and someone down on the bottom would put all our sandwiches and drinks on there, and we would pull it up all the way up to the top, and then we'd have something to eat. And sometimes we'd have to be up there overnight or through the next day. And then when we're finished, we would climb all the way down again and do it all over again some other place. Now I wonder, did you guess it? Did you guess the lie in that story? I'm going to give you a second. You might want to pause the video. You might already have the answer. Did you guess the fib I told? Yep, you guessed it. That's right. There were no guardrails. Of course there were guardrails. I would never have gone up there and had to work in those difficult conditions for so long if there were no guardrails there. It was such a long way up that if I fell, well, I think you know what would have happened. And here's the guardrail, and there's this little guy up here. This is not to scale. And he is safe now, and he can work up there and do whatever he needs to do. He doesn't have to worry about falling because of this U-Butte guardrail. Now, those rails were not there to prevent me from moving, but to make it safe for me to work up there. In the same way, when tourists climb up the Empire State Building 380 metres up in the air, there are glass-paned barriers there that stop you from falling. And they're there so you can enjoy the view without worrying about whether you've gone too far, too close to the edge. Now, that's what rules are for. When your teacher says, stop, don't do that, or listen when others are talking, or especially when your teacher says, pay attention to everything I say, well, that's just like that guardrail up there on the chimney stack. Your teacher is being the guardrail for you because your teacher knows that if you follow those instructions, you will be able to learn everything you need at school for your lives once you're outside of school, when you have to be your own guardrail. You learn it from your parents and teachers now so that you have it yourself as you get older. If you don't have a guardrail, well, you know what would have happened to me up there if I made one slip and that lie I told was actually the truth. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's story. Now I'm really looking forward to seeing you all face to face soon. Have a jolly good day. Bye for now.